One Charlie, take two. Soft sticks.
Okay, a toast to friendship, love, and healing. Cheers.
What's going on? Welcome to episode 126 of MCRAE Live. The date today is Thursday, December the 12th, 2020. It's 11:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am coming to you live from the VoiceMann Studios in Toronto, Canada. It's great to be with you here on this Thursday morning. Well, it's morning where I am. It might be different where you are. Halloween 5, the house from Halloween 5 is up for sale. It's not really a major topic. I just saw it and I thought it was kind of funny and, you know, me and Halloween 5, so I thought, why not just kind of talk about it? And then we'll open it up to a Q&A, because for the last several weeks, because of the production of It's Me, Billy, I've been living under a rock in terms of what's been going on out there. I mean, I have a sense of what's going on, but maybe there's some questions you guys have that you want to ask me, and we will get to your questions. Let's do that. Yes, that's right. The micro teaser for It's Me, Billy dropped the other day. Have you seen it? Did you see it? What did you think? It dropped. This is a little tease before the tease, ladies and gentlemen. A tease before the tease. Our official teaser trailer, as we speak, is being color graded right now. Not by me. By our DP. And hey, that rhymed. And that should be locked and ready to go by the end of the week. However, it is not going to drop until December the 24th, Christmas Eve, is when we're going to drop that. And we're very excited about it. Again, it is a teaser trailer. You will get more than what you got in the micro teaser, obviously, but you're not going to get as much as you would get, say, in a official teaser. And something else to keep in mind, too, this is a short film, right? It's Me, Billy's a short film. So there's only so much material we can use to market the movie without giving the whole movie away. So that's something you have to keep in mind as well. So, you know, it's not, I mean, if this was a 90-minute movie or a 2-hour film, there would be quite a bit of stuff that we could use to help market the movie, and at the same time not give anything away. However, it's a short film. People have been asking me, how long is it going to be? I don't know yet. Obviously, the movie is still in post-production. The assembly edit is still being assembled together. And but we are estimating anywhere between 25 and 30 minutes long. That's what we're estimating. And that would be about right, because it's a 23.5-page script. So, you know, yeah, that's about what we think it will be. Will it be a bit longer? It might be. It might be. But probably not. When I think about what we shot and the takes we're looking at and sort of how, you know, we're going to put it together and thinking about the design. I mean, I could see this thing being 30 minutes for sure. More than that, I'm not so sure. And that isn't always better. Remember that too. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad for those of you that haven't seen the micro teaser, it is up on the channel right now. It's the one before this one. I dropped it the other day. And my apologies again, I re-uploaded it. I know there were some people that were probably like, oh, what the hell happened? Why did he re-upload it? The upload that I had initially put forward I wasn't completely happy with the quality. Anybody who knows render settings, and when you're rendering things out, things can look fantastic in a render, but then YouTube also compresses it, right? So there's a lot of, any filmmaker, no matter what level you're working at knows that sometimes it takes a few renders, a few uploads, a few private links to, share around with people in the, the group and try to figure out what is the best one to release. And I just wasn't fully happy, and I want you guys to receive the best quality possible. It's still a work in progress. I still think we could get better on future uploads, but it's pretty good. It looks pretty good, and that's pretty much what you can expect. And we're happy with that. So that's why there was the re-upload there. But yeah, very excited to showcase you guys, to show more from what we got going on. Let's talk about this, and then we'll open up to the Q&A. And if you have any questions whatsoever about It's Me, Billy, or whatever else has been going on in the world of entertainment, feel free to ask away. But let's move over to the other window and see this, because I thought this was actually kind of funny. And this comes from MovieWeb, which isn't necessarily the greatest source for information. However, they're not a bad source. I mean, they're a very prominent online movie publication that I don't necessarily think breaks stories. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they have broken a story here or there. But they tend to be one of the more popular sites that tends to filter stories that break elsewhere, which is fine. I mean, they have like 1 million plus, likes on their Facebook page. They're not an unreputable source, but they're just more of sort of, maybe they break some stories from time to time, but anyway, it's MovieWeb. You've heard of them, you know them, but this is true because I sourced it from other places as well. Halloween 5, Michael Myers' house goes up for sale. This is funny. So this is from November the 29th. This was actually the last day of production on It's Me, Billy. So I didn't see this. This is the house used in Halloween. So you probably already know this because this story is like, 10 days old. The house used in Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, is currently on the market. Hilarious. Horror fans who also happen to be looking for a big house in Utah may be in luck. The house used in Halloween 5 is currently on the market. Yes, the childhood home of Michael Myers from the 1989 slasher flick is in need, of a new owner. Outside of its place in horror history, it's a large and oddly colorful house. The home, located in Salt Lake City, Utah, has 10 bedrooms and is more than 7,300 square feet. All of that space comes at a price, though, as it is currently listed for $950,000. While the listing doesn't make note of the fact that this did indeed serve as Michael Myers' childhood home, probably fucking embarrassed, to be honest with you, in the 5th entry of the Halloween franchise, that is part of it. The listing reads as follows. Here we go. Oh, there's a listing there. Here we go. The Victorian estate is one of the Avenue's historic masterpieces. It was designed by renowned architect Frederick Albert Hale, who also designed the original Salt Lake City Public Library, as well as the Alta Club, the Eagles Club, and other iconic private and public structures. Well, that's interesting. That's something I didn't know. It's a beautiful home, folks. It really is an amazing looking house. It's stunning. And in any other horror movie, it's fine. It's not that the house is shit. I've never had an issue with the house in and of itself. It's the fact that you're trying to pass it off as the Myers house, right? I think we all can agree that it's a pretty fucking cool looking house. I mean, it's oddly, I think it needs a paint job, but certainly the house is pretty fucking cool. And if this house was in like It Chapter 1 and 2, we'd be like, oh, that's fucking amazing. And it was never used in Halloween 5. I mean, obviously us horror fans have this association with Halloween 5 now, so it's hard to disassociate ourselves with that association. However, if it was never used in Halloween 5 and this house creeped up in any other horror movie, it'd be fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, it served as a residence for several notable families before it was converted to apartments in the mid-1900s. Since that time, it has functioned as a triplex, fourplex, fiveplex, and a single family home. It has 10 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 4 kitchens, several living areas with 2 fireplaces, as well as a formal dining room and entryway. It's one of those lovely, well-built homes. I feel like I'm the announcer on The Price is Right. Well-built homes with high ceilings, large solid wood doors, stained glass windows, intricate woodwork, and custom hardware. It sits on a 39-acre corner, or 0.39, excuse me, not not a 39 acre lot, 0.39 acre lot in the coveted Avenues neighborhood. Even though what was seen on screen in Halloween 5 was rather horrific, to say the least, the Michael Myers house is currently far from terrifying. Instead, it's quite colorful with pink and green. Oh, I see. The horrific. I thought they were, well, maybe they were poking a jab to the house. I really have no idea. Yes, what was seen on screen was definitely horrific in Halloween 5. Yeah. It definitely was. The Michael Myers house is currently far from terrifying. Instead, it is quite colorful with pink and green paint on the exterior to go with plenty of bright colors on the interior. The listing also warns that the house does need some work, even with the large asking price. While this home has great bones, it has had its share of wear and tear over the years and needs some work. It has the potential to be a stunning remodel or could also serve as a profitable investment since it is located on a beautiful tree-lined street near the University of Utah. Hospitals, downtown, the airport, world-class ski resorts, hiking and biking trails, schools, shopping, and more. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers was, oh yeah, we don't need to get into all this. We all know this shit. It centers on me. We all know that. So there you have it. The Michael Myers house from Halloween 5 is up for sale. So the real question is, folks, do you want to buy it? Do you want the Halloween 5 house? The Michael Myers house from Halloween 5? As I mentioned, I don't think there's anything wrong with the house in and of itself, but it certainly was not the Myers house. And I find it fascinating and I find the creative process, the creative I find just, it's incompetence. It really is. I mean, they didn't care about continuity. They didn't care. The house doesn't have to be the Myers house. I mean, we understand that the Myers house is in Pasadena, California. No one was expecting you to get the Myers house, obviously. I mean, if you could, that's always great. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is, even if you you've heard me say this, the house from Halloween 6 doesn't look anything like the Myers house either, really. But it looks more like the Myers house than the one from Halloween 5. And we can believe it. We can go, okay, sure. Maybe they did a bit of remodeling, a bit of, okay, sure. It doesn't look like the Myers house, but I get it. Okay, right? We get it. I mean, but this house, this is a Gothic mansion. It's insulting. It was I thought this when I first saw the movie when it came out. I was It came out in 1989. I was 10 when I saw this movie. I didn't go to the theater to see it, obviously. I saw it on VHS. But I was insulted as a 10-year-old boy. I was like, what the fuck is this? This isn't the Myers house. Even at 10 years old, I cognitively knew that this wasn't the Myers house. It doesn't look anything like the Myers. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's like Darth Vader all of a sudden showing up and looking like, looking like Elvis Presley. It's that, the contrast, the spectrum, the complete 180. That is how extreme it is. You're like, this is not Darth Vader. What the fuck are you doing? This doesn't look anything like Darth Vader. And they're trying, it's insane. It's insane. Anyway, I don't want this to turn into a rant about that because obviously I've chatted about it a lot. But yes, so the Myers house from Halloween 5 is up for grabs. What do you guys think? Are you interested? Tom Ungurian says says not for 950. Not for 950,000. What about 849,000? Or excuse me, 949,000. 949,000. 950, forget it. 949, okay. Now you're talking. Hey, let's go over to the chat and see what you guys are chatting about. Let's see. I think I saw a super chat come in. One did come in from Jacob26 Film Guy. Sends in a $10 super chat. Thank you, Jacob. Says, hey, Dave, love the teaser. You mean the micro teaser? Oh, wait, the message was taken away. I can't even... The message was taken away. Jacob, why did you retract the message? I didn't get to read the rest of the message. Oh, well, thank you for your $10 donation. Anyway, just so you guys know, when you send in, and this is out of my control, this is how YouTube works. When you send in a message, a super chat, if you retract the message, which I guess you are able to do, your $10 donation still goes through. I don't believe you get the $10 back as well. I just want to make that clear so we all know that if I don't know why Jacob retracted it. Maybe he wanted to add something to it. Maybe he's going to redo it again. I'm not sure. But just so we're clear, the donation still goes through. Here he is. He gave, well, okay. He comes back with $20. That's what he did. He came back with $20. Here we go. That's what he did. Yeah, because sometimes people will do that. They'll retract and then add, again. But I just want you to know, Jacob, that $10 still goes through, as far as I know, unless somebody can correct me, but I believe it does. So I just want to be clear. I want to be transparent in that way, because sometimes people might think that if they retract the message, they get the $10 back, or that's not what happens, as far as I know. Anyway, Jacob 26 Film Guy sends in a $20 super chat. Thank you, Jacob. Very generous of you today. Says, hey, Dave, love the teaser, the micro teaser you're talking about. Can't wait to see the short film. Just heard the news that Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund, has been cast in Stranger Things Season 4. What do you think of that? I think it's a great choice. I think it's important that we understand, obviously this goes without saying, but he's not playing Freddy Krueger in Stranger Things Season 4. Now, will there be an homage, a tip of the hat to Freddy Krueger? Maybe. I can see them doing that. I can see, because obviously this will be taking place in the late 80s. Freddy Krueger was, you had, the Dream Master the Dream Master was 88, Dream Child was 89, Dream Warriors was 87. So if this is taking place in late 80s, Freddy was hot at that time. So I imagine you'll probably see some sort of Freddy Krueger thing in Stranger Things if they can get the rights to do it. And I think that they may tip their hat to Robert Englund in that regard. Like a cute thing, like maybe Robert Englund happens to be watching television in Stranger Things Season 4 and he sees an ad for A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 or Part 5 or 3, right? And he says something, he says like a funny line like, that looks like a good movie. I'll have to check that out. Or something like that, right? I can see them doing that if they are able to do it. I could totally see them doing that. As far as Robert Englund goes, and as the character actor, I think it's great. I could totally see him playing some sort of villain or some sort of Russian, because we know that the Russians obviously are in this, some sort of Russian bad guy or scientist. I think we all could agree that we can definitely see that, right? Some sort of scientist, Russian something or other. I think it's cool. It's Robert Englund, and he's a great character actor. I don't necessarily, and he never was a leading man. He never, fell into that category. And I don't even think he sees himself that way. But he's a great character actor. And certainly it's always nice to see him flex his muscles beyond Freddy Krueger. I like that because I think he's talented and I think he can do more than Freddy. He has done more than Freddy. He hasn't got the recognition, obviously, because he's Freddy. Freddy is so huge that anything he does just gets overshadowed by Freddy naturally. But certainly I think it was a good choice. And I look forward to seeing him in whatever role he's in. Anna M. Pop sends in a £5.49. Thank you very much, Anna, and says, Hiya, Anna. Great to see you. Glad you are doing well. And thank you for the super sticker, I think they're called, or something like that. Gary Wrangle sends in a $5 super chat and says, Dave, I know you're not a Marvel fan. Well, it's not that I'm not a Marvel fan. It's important to note, again, nuance, right? It's not that I'm not a Marvel fan. It's just that I'm not a hardcore fan, right? I'm not somebody that, goes out and watches all the movies, reads all the comics. I don't know a lot about the characters. I know your staples, right? Like I know they're not Marvel, but I'm talking about comics, right? Like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, which is Marvel, and and I've learned a lot by the comic book genre being so much embedded into the pop culture. I've learned a lot, not as much as a hardcore fan, but it's not that I'm not a fan. It's just I didn't grow up reading the comics. I didn't grow up watching the cartoons. I didn't grow up playing with the toys. So for me, I'm a casual superhero watcher. Like I'll watch a Batman movie because it's Batman. I'll watch a Superman movie because it's Superman. I'll watch a Spider-Man movie because it's Spider-Man. But when you start getting into like the like all the obscure characters like Black Widow and Black Adam, I never even heard of these characters before Marvel did their cinematic universe. I'd never heard of Doctor Strange before there was a Doctor Strange movie. I'd never heard of Deadpool until there was a Deadpool movie. Because I didn't grow up with them, right? So it's not that I don't like them, just to be clear. It's that I'm not into them as much as you. But every movie I've watched that I have watched, whether it's the Spider-Man movies or Batman, Superman, I watched the first Avengers, the Deadpool movies I think are hilarious. I enjoy them. Because they're well-made films. So I just want to be clear on that. It's not like I'm a Marvel I hate those movies or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I know you're not a Marvel fan. I think I know what you're trying to say. But did you hear the news about former Spider-Man actors returning for the new MCU movies? Good morning, by the way. Good morning, Gary. I did hear something about that. I don't know. I'm very linear in my storytelling, and I'm very sort of I'm a very what's the word? I'm a very, I don't know. I like things clean, things well-defined, fine lines. It's not that I don't like taking risks. Certainly I can do it, but I'm the kind of person that gets it feels weird when they remake the same movie, 3 times in 5 years or something, because for me, part of the journey and part of the reason why you loved the MCU so much is because you not only get attached to the characters, you get attached to the people playing those characters. And imagine if Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man, in 2 movies, and you had somebody else another 2 movies and somebody else another 2 movies. I don't know. It just feels messy to me. It feels bad storytelling. And there's a variety of reasons why actors come on board and drop out. And not that the MCU has remade anything, but I think you know what I'm trying to say is that I feel, and combining universes and multi-universes and verses and Freddy versus Jason and Michael versus I don't know. There's just, I can intellectualize it, but it's hard for me to really kind of there's just something about it I don't like. I like clean, well-defined lines. And it's not that it isn't justified, because I know that in the world of comic books, there's so much I don't know about, and so many universes and worlds that were created that I don't understand and that I don't know exist, and that I might think it's silly, but somebody comes along and says, yeah, but Dave, in 1991, they released this comic book that had this, so actually it is canon and you can do that, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess you can do it. I'm not saying that these ideas are arbitrarily created, but there's just something about combining I don't know what it is. I'm just not a fan. I've just never been a fan. I don't think I ever will be a fan. But that doesn't mean that it cannot be executed brilliantly. It cannot be executed, amazingly. And that if I watch the movie, I'm not like, wow, that's a great movie. I'm 100%. It's just these ideas of mix and mashing. It seems messy to me. I don't know. It just seems messy. As justified as it may be because of the mythology. So I did hear about it, but I don't really have any feelings on it because it's, okay. I mean, I'm sure there's reasons for it, and I'm sure that the mythology exists and the world exists for this to take place, multi-universes. I mean, I think the idea of a multi-universe or a multiverse in and of itself is a fascinating concept. I mean, I really like quantum physics and all that kind of stuff. I'm obviously not a scientist, but I like discussing that kind of shit. So certainly that idea is fascinating to me. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, meh, I'd be more excited if they just continued on with Tom Holland just doing Spider-Man, rather than combining everybody and, this kind of stuff. And, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but that is how I feel anyway. Let's see. I think I got all the super chats. I did so far. Great. Let's see what you guys are saying. Aaron Click says, Dave, the micro trailer. I can't distinguish the last word the girl toasts to. Friendship, love, and healing. It's healing. Healing is the word. What is the last word? It sounds like heal. Healing. Healing is the last word that Emma says. DMT Infinity says, Dave, I find it weird that Freddy sounds like Ghostface while on the phone with Nancy in the original 1984 trailer. Why did he sound like that, though? Did they not have Freddy's voice figured out yet? Yeah, well, yes. In a nutshell, yes. When, and it still happens today. When films get released, like even for our micro teaser, right? We released a micro teaser that, with the film still in post-production. So, the way the micro teaser was edited, let's say, right? Where you see the house, you see Emma say a toast to friendship, love, and healing, right? And when she says a toast, right, it cuts and we see Malika as Justine. For some reason I wanted to say something else. As Justine, smile, look over at Sam, and then Sam smiles, looks at Emma, right? As Emma is saying her lines. But that's not necessarily how the scene's going to be edited, right? Maybe when you watch the movie, the entire scene is on Emma as she says a toast to love, friendship, and healing. Maybe that's how it is. Maybe the scene says, maybe it's reversed. Maybe it goes from Emma to Sam to Justine instead of Emma to Justine to Sam, right? So because the movie's still in post-production, it's still being assembled. And more often than not, trailers and teasers are created while the movie is still in post-production. That's why you'll see scenes and trailers that don't end up in the movie. That's not going to happen with us because we're not that, big of a film. But that can be a reason as well. So, yes, I mean, Robert Englund's voice had not been mastered yet, had not been EQ'd, had not been, the pitch hadn't been settled on yet. So when they released the 84 trailer, it's Robert Englund's voice. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. That's what you hear. You hear Robert Englund's voice. They hadn't pitched it yet. Should they have waited? I don't know. I wasn't there. I was 5 when the movie came out. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why. It's not just one reason why. There's a lot of different reasons why. But there definitely is there's many different reasons why, but that's definitely one of the more common reasons is that the movie's not done yet. Darren says, I'm glad you said that, Dave. Healing. I couldn't make it out either. Now it makes sense. Yeah, some people were able to make it out. Some people weren't. It does get lost a little bit in the music. It is there. When the film is released, there's no music over this scene, so you'll be able to hear it no problem. But yeah, it gets lost a little bit. I've seen some people say, I'm not quite sure what it was, and then I've seen some people comment and say, she said healing, and so some people hear it, some people don't. But yes, it is healing. For those of you that were having trouble hearing that last word, I can say you will not have trouble hearing it when you watch the movie. But this is the process, right? Right? It's an early teaser, right? And sometimes these things happen, but certainly that is what she says. Yeah, healing. Healing is the word she says. Healing is the word. Just checking a text message here. I don't think. 1 second here. Hang on, it's just not Bruce, but okay. No, I don't think so. Okay. Yep. Just checking to see if I have a text from Greg, our DP, who's working on the color grading today for the teaser. Let me see here. Good Real Hunting says the shot of the house and lighting in micro teaser was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Wonderful. Thank you, Good Real Hunting. I appreciate that very much. We worked very hard to create something really special. And we're very excited to show people more. I mean, and again, the teaser that you will get on December 24th is more obviously than what you got in the micro teaser, but I mean, you guys know me. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know how I roll out or how I like to roll out marketing. And thankfully, Bruce is in full agreement because he likes that kind of thing too. So we're in full agreement on how we want to roll things out. We like teasing people. We like getting people excited. We like dangling little carrots here and there because it's fun. It's fun. It's fun for us to do, and it's fun for you guys as well, right? And everybody has a different marketing strategy. I mean, what we're doing with It's Me, Billy isn't necessarily what Vince would do with Never Hike in the Snow or his series. What we're doing, what Vince does, isn't necessarily what Cecil may want to do with, Dylan's New Nightmare or anybody else, whatever it is, whatever fan film or movie it is, right? But we want to be consistent with sort of how we've been up to this point. The teaser trailer will definitely tease you more. You will get more in the teaser, that's for sure. I think you'll like it. I don't want to say too much, but I think you will. I'm hoping you will appreciate what you're seeing, and the potential of what's to come in a trailer. So it's fun. It's fun stuff for sure. It's fun stuff. Darren Sands says it keeps people talking. Indeed, it does, Darren. That is true. That is true. That is true. For sure. Let's see here. Max Raid says, Dave, the micro teaser looks amazing. If people haven't seen it, watch it. It's small, but really shows the quality we can expect. Thank you, Max. I really appreciate you saying that. Is the same thing with the teaser play it again? Is the same thing. Oh, is it the same? You mean, is it the same thing with the teaser? Like the teaser that's coming out on the 24th. It's small, but really shows the quality. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's the same. It's the same thing. We knew actually what our teaser trailer was. The micro teaser was something we created and thought of just in the last couple of weeks. The teaser trailer, what you will see in the teaser, we actually agreed upon being our teaser trailer before we even shot It's Me, Billy. We knew that. We knew when looking at that part of the script, that's our teaser trailer. Or that's our teaser trailer. That's what we want to be our teaser. We think it's a good teaser. So we've known for quite some time what our teaser trailer is going to be, and that's what we've implemented. That's what we've cut together. And like I said, our DP, Greg Bennett, as we speak right now, is working on the color grading for that. He sent me a text this morning and said he was going to work on it this afternoon, which is great because then if he can send me the project file back to me and then I can import it into my software, and then make sure everything's lined up correctly in terms of the graphics and all that. And then Bruce is supposed to be coming over tomorrow to continue to go through the footage, the raw footage, to pick out the takes we like. We started that process the other day, made some good headway. We're going to continue it hopefully tomorrow. And then we'll look at the teaser tomorrow. And I mean, we're pretty happy with it. It is as it is. Then lock it and then just let, then it'll just sit for 2 weeks, ready to go. So it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. Is it the same thing? Teaser, play it again. You want me to play the teaser again? Sure, I'll play it again. All right, let's do that. Here we go. Here's the teaser for It's Me, the micro teaser, excuse me, for It's Me, Billy. Here you go.
Okay, a toast to friendship, love, and healing. Cheers.
There you are. There you are, Max. There you are, my buddy. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's continue on here. What do we got? Super chat comes in from Cobra Dojo. Thank you very much, Cobra. Says, hi, Dave. Good luck with It's Me, Billy. Thank you very much. I love your rant vids. They make me laugh and always put me in a better mood, especially 8 out of 10. Reitman rant and Halloween petition. Please watch Dead End. I will watch Dead End, man. It's just been a very busy few weeks here for me. The Reitman. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was a few years ago now. I remember that one, but I'm glad my rant videos I'm glad my rant videos get you excited and you have fun with them. Cordell sends in a super chat. Thank you, Cordell. Says, any idea of what the next step will be? Sequel, original film, fan film of a different IP? Can't wait. Can't mail fit the movie, Dave. Can't mail fit the movie? Is that an expression I'm completely brain farting on? Can't wait for the movie, maybe? Anyway, Cordell, next steps. I can't say anything. We're focused on getting this bad boy out. And once this is out, and hopefully it's well received. And what I mean by that is, we're under no delusions. I mean, not everybody is going to, not everybody's going to like the movie. There will be people that won't like it, but we hope that enough people like it that don't like it. Enough people like it. More people like it than don't like it, I should say. And then if it has a little bit of a viral movement, we can then then we'll discuss next steps, but on what we want to do. But as of right now, we have ideas, but we're focused on getting that out as well. So we are focused on that. Let me see here. Julian Salgado says, hey Dave, what are your thoughts on Warner Brothers releasing their future movies on HBO Max? What does that mean for movie theaters moving forward? Yeah, to be fair, I haven't dug deep into this yet. I just know that, yeah, they're releasing their entire slate of movies, I think, for 1 month on HBO Max and in theaters simultaneously, or something to that degree, and then it's just in yeah, I know what you're talking about. I actually don't even think that's here, because we don't have HBO Max here in Canada yet. We don't have HBO Max in Canada. So we can't watch it on HBO Max here in Canada. So I don't think that's going to affect the theaters here. And the big chain here is Cineplex. I mean, it's not good for movie theaters. It's not. And again, I haven't dove into the nitty gritty on it. I know the surface level 101 about sort of what happened. I will just say that it's not good for movie theaters, obviously, and that I don't believe this is a trial run. I don't believe that at all. I mean, I think they're desperate, and I think they want to sort of have their cake and eat it too, and I think they want to do something, and they're worried that the world may not be back to normal next year, and holding off for another year is detrimental to the studio as well, and also detrimental to their debt. I mean, whenever you make a movie, you borrow money. They borrow it. So they have to pay that money back, right? It's not like there's a vault in the basement of Warner Brothers that when they make a movie, hey, it's a Christopher Nolan movie, it's going to cost $200 million to make. Let's just go down into the basement, open the vault, and here's the $200 million. That's not how it works. They borrow that money, and there's interest on that, so they have to pay that back. So there's a lot of movies that have been delayed, and the interest is accumulating. So they're going to owe more. So, and then that means the movie has to make more in order for the studios to. It's a whole thing, right? You understand how that works. It's simple sort of economics there. Simple mathematics. So, I can understand sort of this need to get it out there. And what are we going to do if the world's not back to normal? But, I'm an old school guy. I don't want to, not that I have to, but there's a lot of kids today, especially coming up, that are perfectly happy watching a movie on this rather than a 65-foot screen with Dolby Atmos sound. And it's just not me. To me, there's nothing better than the movie-going experience. Now, it's not that you can't replicate it, relatively speaking, at home with a nice big screen and surround sound. Sure, because if you have a 100-inch screen in a small room or, whatever it is, it can feel, it's relative, right? You can replicate, but there's just nothing like it for me. There's nothing like sitting in a dark room in a movie theater. A theater with 250 people on opening night on a 60, 70-foot IMAX screen with that rumbling surround sound, feeling the energy and the adrenaline, feeding off of the vibe of everybody there that's excited. Are there movies that you can watch at home that it doesn't really matter, like a drama or a comedy? Sure. But we're talking about tentpole films. We're talking about your Marvel movies, your Star Wars movies, your big blockbuster movies where the ingoing movie theater experience is vital to the experience of watching the movie. And so, no, it doesn't bode well. I question, though, because there's a vaccine that's being approved fairly quickly here. I question whether, are they going to roll back on that? Let's say everything's back to normal by the summer. Are they then going to stop that? Because, are they going to say, okay, no, now we've changed our mind. Now we're going to release The Matrix and just in movie theaters, which would make sense. But then again, maybe they're anticipating that even when things are back to normal, people are going to be too afraid to go back to the movie theater. There's going to be a transitional period where they'll have to wait some time, right? So I don't know. I'm just very, I'm a movie theater guy. And so when I hear that, look, I know it's inevitable. I'm nearly 42 years old. I know that the world is going digital. It's not lost on me. I know that those old school things, in another 30, 40 years, and even long before that, it'll be a very different world. We're going to be VR. We'll be able to plant microchips in your head and shit. It sounds science fiction, but it's true. And so I know that that's the way the world's going, man. We're downsizing, getting smaller, this and that. I get it. It's just disappointing, because for me, there's nothing like that movie going experience, So, I'm sure the vendors aren't happy. I'm sure the theater chains are not happy because there's all those people they have to pay too. There's the concession stands and there's the people that are there. And I know they're releasing it. I think it's simultaneously, or I know they're trying to find a happy medium. I understand what they're doing. But it's still, there's a lot of people out there, depending on what the price point is, that will pay and stay home because they don't want to pay the babysitter. They don't want to pay the popcorn. They don't want to pay the price of tickets. I get it. But I think it's important. And it's not that experiences can't be better. They can be better. Movie theater chains can be better, and they're trying to evolve. But you're not just paying for the price of the movie. You're paying for the experience, right? You're not just paying the AC/DC concert ticket isn't just to ACD, it's the experience. It's being there. It's like, it's the experience of watching a movie on a 70-foot screen, something you cannot do in your home. No matter how good your home theater is, you do not have a 70-foot screen in your house. Unless you're outside watching it on your house on the side of your house or something. But then you lose the audio because you may have audio, but there's nothing for audio to reverb off of, right? The acoustics, anyway, I don't know, man. It's again, I haven't dove into the nitty gritty on it. I have a basic understanding of what happened because it happened while we were shooting It's Me, Billy, or just wrapping up. So, I watch with curiosity, but certainly if you are a movie theater fan, no, it doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well. It almost feels like, and again, this sounds conspiratorial and I don't mean it to, but it almost feels like there is this conscious effort to kill movie theaters. It feels that way. It feels like there's some things and some decisions that people are making that are like, yeah, but you don't need to make that decision right now. I understand why, but hang on a second. There's got to be a better way. Let's work together here. Let's figure this out. It almost feels that way. It sounds crazy, but it kind of, I don't know. It just feels that way. But anyway, it's unfortunate. It is. It is. Let me see here. Darren, I always say they're like TSL. What is that? Oh yeah, the slaughtered lamb. Darren says, where did you get the music, Dave? Oh, the music. I have a library of tons of shit. And this was a piece of music that is, I forget the name of it, but it's like trailer music. You know what I mean? It's something trailer. Now it's not from, maybe Hollywood Films have used it. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't own it. I own the license because I purchased it to use it for what I'm using it for. But certainly I don't own it exclusively. So somebody else could use it. That's why you often hear, trailer music. You'll hear some of the same beats and cues in other films, right? Darren knows all about this. So yeah, I forget the name of it. I'll have to look it up, but it was something I've owned it for a while. Own the license to use it in the capacity that I want to use it for a while. And it's in my Rolodex of tons of shit like that. It's something trailer or something dark trailer or something like that. And I thought it was perfect for those cues and those beats. I thought were perfect for the micro teaser. The teaser won't have that in it because obviously we're designing a bit of the beats for that because it's more specific. But anyway, I think that answers your question. Let me see. Maurice, the best vlogs, sends in a $5 super chat. Thank you, Maurice. Says, it's a longer wait, but can't wait to get my 8x10 signed by you and Vince for Dylan's new nightmare. Yeah, it is a bit of a longer wait. Yeah. Dylan, a lot of people have reached out to me and asked about Dylan's new nightmare. as far as I know, it's still happening. I know Cecil wants to make it, right? He's locked and loaded and ready to go. Nora Hewitt obviously is finalizing the prosthetics for Freddy Krueger. I'm excited to jump into that role and make that. But unfortunately, our borders are still closed. There's a travel advisory still to the United States as the numbers, increase and things like that. And, we were able to shoot It's Me, Billy, because again, the United States has 320 million people. We have 40 million people. Essentially all of Canada, although we are a larger country land-wise, our entire country is the population of California, essentially. So, we have a smaller population. We're spread out more. Not that we don't have our own issues relative to, we do, but certainly it's not like in the US. So we were able to make It's Me, Billy because of that and follow the necessary precautions and procedures laid out in regards to our shoot. But certainly there is a travel advisory still saying that, Canadians should not travel to the US because of this, that, and the other. So that it makes it difficult to do. So we're hoping that, by the spring, maybe this can be, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm still on board. I haven't dropped out or anything. So unless Cecil's changed his mind or something, which I don't believe he has, he's invested far too much time and effort and money into this to cancel. It's just been delayed. It's just been delayed because it's been delayed for the same reasons that a lot of your favorite, shows or movies or TV shows got delayed. It's because of COVID-19. So as far as I know, it's still happening. And yes, there is a perk where myself and Vince, he signs, I think there's going to be a photo of myself as Freddy and Vince as Ghost Jason, which I think will be a lot of fun. And it's perfect because I'm 5'8" and Vince is like 6'3" or whatever. So it's perfect. We're the perfect size. It's not like I'm his height or he's my height. You know what I mean? Well, if he was my height, he couldn't be Jason. I can't be Jason. I might be able to be Steve Dash Jason. Put me in boots. You bring me to 5'9". I might be able to be Steve Dash. But there's no way I could be Ghost Jason. It's just not happening. I could be Ghost Jason's. I could be like little Ghost Jason. That's funny. But yes, definitely. We will sign that. Evil Alex says, teaser is awesome. Looks great, Dave. Just wow. Could you find your paranormal film over Indiegogo? Oh, fund your paranormal film over Indiegogo, and would you use the same crew? Well, yeah, you can fund anything over Indiegogo, but my paranormal film, the original film that I've had in development for years, 20 years, that's a movie that's going to cost more than $60,000. That's probably a couple $1 million. So, yes, but I don't, and would I use the same crew? Sure. Yeah, I absolutely. But that's a full length feature film. And there's a lot of working parts in that. So we could use the crew that we shot It's Me, Billy, but we'd have to make the crew bigger. So we'd have to bring more people on, right? So it's not just, the 15 or so people that we had. It's going to be, maybe 50, 60, maybe even, 100 people. Who knows? Maybe not quite that many, but certainly more than what we had on It's Me, Billy. So yes, you could fund anything you want, but the probability always goes down the more money you ask for, right? So it probably would be something where we wouldn't solely rely on Indiegogo. We'd seek funding through, the Canada Film Board or grants or loans or, whatever the case is. Because it's an original piece, it's something that could potentially also make money. So if we had a loan, we could also pay that back depending on, what happens with it or who picks it up. So it's definitely something I want to do. It's definitely something I want to do for sure, man, for sure. Definitely. Let me see. What do we got? Ambition25 sends in $1.99 super chat. Dave, how long is the movie? About an hour or so? It's Me, Billy? No. This is a short film. So it's, as I've mentioned several times, it's a 23.5 page script. So we're looking at about, it's still too early because we're still in the assembly edit phase, but we're estimating between 25 and 30 minutes long. is what we're estimating. So it's like watching, you know, an episode of television or something. Well, an episode of television, well, I mean, if you're actually watching television, an episode of television would be, half hour would be about 21 minutes or 22 minutes. On Netflix, you can, because there are no ads, you can actually have a full half hour show. But yeah, it'll probably be between 25 and 30 minutes, maybe longer, but I doubt it because it's only a 23.5 page script. So, but I could see it being 30 minutes because there's, you know, certain scenes that, you know, depending on how you're editing it and what you want to convey and how long you want to milk a shot or move away from a shot or, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, can extend scenes or shorten scenes, right? I think between 25 and 30, about that. Selkie Chi says, 42 years old. I thought you were 23. No, 23. No, I'll be 42 in May. So I'm not 42 yet. I'm 41, but I'll be 42 on May 24th. Thought I was 23. That's very kind of you. No, I haven't been 23 since 2002. So almost 20 years ago. Long time. What do we got here? Darren Sand says you could be Jason Bateman, Dave. He's about 5'3". Jason Bateman's not 5'3". That's funny. Is he shorter though? Is he like 5? What is he? I know. Tom Cruise is like 5'7". He's not tall. They always make him look bigger on screen, obviously. But yeah. Amstel54 says teaser looks very professional, Dave. Great work. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Yeah, we're excited. That's the quality that you can expect from the whole movie. Like I said to you, we worked very hard to create something that was. And the reason it looks like that, again, and this is kudos to Vince as well, and eventually Cecil too, and anybody else who comes along who's able to do this. It's not, as I've mentioned 1,000 times, it's not lost on us that we may have a bit of an advantage over somebody else because we work in the industry and we have these connections and access to this gear and these people. It's not lost on us. Not everybody can go out and shoot a fan film on an Arri Alexa. It just, but thanks to Vince, who blew the doors open for fan films and what fan films could be with Never Hike Alone. And then again with Never Hike in the Snow, fan film is, hopefully we're changing the connotation, the idea of what a fan film can be. Because we're still in that realm where we see people saying, hey, it doesn't look like a fan film. This doesn't look like a fan film, right? And that's a compliment. I mean, that's a great compliment when people say that, but it's because fan films traditionally look home movie, amateur, bad acting, or, you got your friends and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully with myself and Vince and Cecil and others who can do it, can come along and change what fan films can be, that maybe they can be their own subgenre. And sure, it's not official, and obviously they're not endorsed by the copyright owners necessarily. They could be. All they have to do is take it on board. I mean, they could be. It's not like they can't, right? It's just that they're not at the moment. But fan films are great portfolio pieces. They're great pieces for fans. They keep the beloved IPs in the pop culture when there's nothing going on, or you know what I mean? And they can be great stuff. So it's important to note that the reason It's Me, Billy looks the way it does is because, yes, it's a fan film, but we would have used the same equipment and the same crew if we had shot an original film. It's a movie. It's a real short film. So it's just that's just the category. So hopefully we can continue to help change the idea of what fan films can be. Vince sort of blew the doors open, and we're hoping we can keep that going. Because I think fans deserve that. And as long as we're not, commercializing it and making money off of it and trying to sell it to Netflix or Amazon, which obviously we can't do, hopefully the studios can see the value in it, and go, well, this is great. Like it gets people excited. It's great work. And hopefully they can also look even a step further and go, wow, these guys are talented. maybe we should get, maybe, hang on a sec here, because that sometimes happens too. Not all the time. You don't do it for that, but sometimes those things can happen. And so we're really excited to let you guys see what we have in store. I think Black Christmas fans will be happy. I think they will. It's going to be a lot of fun to show you guys what we have in store. So I appreciate the compliments, and I appreciate the compliments from everybody who has watched the micro teaser, who's excited about it. I really appreciate it. I know Bruce appreciates it as well. And I know the whole crew and cast do too. I mean, they're just as excited. We worked very, very hard. Let's see here. Demand Hammer AR-15 says, Sir Dave, at the end of the day, MCRAE. That's right. Teaser looks great, and I can't wait to have my socks blown off by It's Me Billy. Oops, by It's Me Willie. Oops, I mean Billy. Yeah. Well, I mean, whether people have their socks blown off is subjective, but I think people will appreciate. At the very least, I think people will appreciate what we put forward. At least that's the least we can hope for, right? Oliver Mercer sends in a super chat and says, have you chatted to Olivia, Dave, regarding It's Me, Billy, as she knows about it, or did she stumble across it? Well, I can't say too much. I'll just say that, yes, Olivia Hussey does know about it because there was a tweet conversation that she was having in the summer about it. So she is aware of it. I don't know if she's aware of the micro teaser or anything like that, but certainly she's aware of certain things. Let's see here. Julian Turner says, with the amount of damage Michael took in H18, do you feel H-Kill should hold back from incurring further damage to increase the justifiability of his return in ends? Can't wait for It's Me, Billy. Thank you very much. I don't think so. It's all in, yeah, he took damage, he got shot in the shoulder, fell. I don't think so. I think as long as he's not getting his head chopped off or there's nothing too crazy, I think you can have physical roughhousing with him. He can fall off things. He can fall downstairs. He can, and that stuff's pretty rudimentary. It's pretty pedestrian. It's pretty par for the course. I think you can do that. My issues come that if he shot 48 times, if he, green slime is coming out of his, I just think that there's a limit. So yes, I don't think they should go into that territory, but I think if he's, pushed around, if he's kicked, or if he falls off or he rolls over a car again, just your standard kind of stuff, I think it's okay to continue that. Because that's just, it's just kind of, it's par for the course, I think. Corporate Dojo says, Olivia's in it, isn't she, Dave? All friends here. Ah, ha, 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 ha. No, I don't want to, me saying I don't want to answer it isn't me saying that she is, okay? There's specific reasons why I don't want to answer it, and it's not, don't take that as, oh, she's in it. Don't take it like that. There's specific reasons why I want to leave that off the table for now. Let's see what's going on. Tabitha says, can't wait for the teaser trailer, Dave. Thank you, Tabitha. Thank you. Jason Wiley, or Willie? Wiley, I think it is. To Dave and Bruce, congratulations to all the cast and crew, and the film is looking great. Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Dave Bob Petway says, do you think Cameron from Halloween 2018 has the potential to be like a Steve-type character from Stranger Things? Or is there not enough time for a turnaround like that? No, there's definitely enough time for a turnaround like that. I think the potential is there, actually. And the reason for that is because his dad is Lonnie. And I think his dad wasn't, thank you, Darren. Thank you. I'll check that out. Really appreciate that. I love all the angry faces. It's great. I will say that, I think there's the potential for that. And I think it's possible because you can have an arc with Cameron that he learns not to be like his dad. He learns from this experience, from this process of going through this. He can have an arc where his dad, I get the sense that his dad is maybe a bit of a bum. Maybe he's a bit of a drinker, or he didn't really have a great life, and maybe he doesn't treat Lonnie that well and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just saying that maybe there's a chance for redemption there. And maybe Lonnie has a bit of an arc where, not Lonnie, Cameron has a bit of an arc where he, doesn't end up like his dad. I think it's possible. And certainly there's enough time for that to happen. There's still 2 movies left. But I could totally see it going the other way as well. I can see Cameron getting his fucking ass handed to him and killed. 100%. And it would be totally justifiable. And I wouldn't even blink twice. It'd be like, yeah, makes sense because he was a fucking dick. So it makes total sense. So it could go either way. It could go either way. Stuart Johnson says, nice new glasses, Dave. Oh, you noticed. I was waiting to see if somebody noticed. Yeah, they look pretty much identical to my other ones, but the yellow stripe here on the side gives it away. And I picked them up last night. It took them a while to come in. It was only supposed to take 2 weeks. It took a month for some strange reason. If I put my other ones on, you'd notice a bit of a difference. These are a little bit thicker in the rims. A little bit thicker, and they got the yellow stripe here and whatnot. I like them. It was time for a little bit of a change, but I mean, they look essentially identical. Victor Charlie says, great to have you back. Thank you, Victor. It's me, Billy. Production looks kick-ass. I know this has been a pet project of yours. Thrilled for you. Looking forward to seeing it. Thank you, Victor. Really appreciate you saying that, man. Really, really do. Yeah, it's amazing how it's come along. You know, just so excited. So excited. The raw footage looks spectacular. When I first implemented, because we're editing on, because somebody asked what we were editing on. We're editing on DaVinci Resolve. And the primary reason for that is because DaVinci Resolve is a hell of a piece of software that it specializes in a multitude of things in one. So we're very happy to do that. And our DP uses it as well, which makes sense because it's used a lot for color grading. And he uses it specifically for that. So it made sense for us, so we could share project files back and forth. It made sense for us to use the same software, obviously. So yeah, like when I was looking at the footage, you know, I've never shot on the ARRI before. Like I've never shot on a cinematic camera before. So when I was looking at the raw footage in the software, I'm looking at it and I'm giggling to myself. I'm just thinking, this looks spectacular. This looks like a movie. And we kept saying to each other, myself and Bruce, with a lot of the on-set shots too, and the moments and the raw footage we're looking at, we kept turning to each other going, fuck, God, you know, this looks like a movie. And then it got to the point where we had to stop ourselves and be like, well, yes, because it is. Because we shot it on cinematic cameras with a professional crew and everything. So but because we've never done that before at this level, right? There's just still that pinch me kind of moment, like, geez, this looks really good, you know? And the raw footage just looks so wonderful. And the ladies look so radiant on screen. You know what I mean? Like, they look so great. I can't wait for you guys to see them. They're so talented. It's just everything I've been saying for the last several weeks, you know? It's just, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And you know, I mean, I couldn't have done it without Bruce. I mean, he's the national manager of education and training at White's, which of course is the, you know, distribution house that where we got all the camera gear and, you know, the lighting gear and things like that. And, you know, we couldn't have done it without him. I mean, he facilitated all of that. He was our production manager and he facilitated all of that. And, or helped to facilitate all of that, I should say. And to the people at White's, to all the CSRs and to everybody at White's that helped our production get organized and get rolling. There was a lot of shit going on behind the scenes. You know, we thank you so much. You know, they're the best in the business when it comes to the film industry here in Canada. And it showed. And it showed. It was really damn fucking cool. I will say that. Let me see here. Johnny Melancholy says 2 more weeks until Christmas Eve. I'm so excited. Superb job on the film, Dave. Can't wait to watch It's Me, Billy, with you and the crew. Everything looks great. That's right. You picked up that perk. That's right. Yep. We're going to have a Zoom premiere for some of our donors when the time comes. Cobra Dojo sends in a £5 super chat and says, have you put up the tree yet, Dave? My tree? I have put up my tree. Yes, I have. Wasn't going to bother this year, but gave into temptation last night. Are you watching Black Christmas this year? Probably at some point I will watch Black Christmas. I did put the tree up. Myself and my girlfriend, we put it up, I guess last Sunday, I guess it was. We put it up. So we're happy about that. Tom Hungarian says, Dave, what's a bigger show far as buzz and hype, Stranger Things or Cobra Kai? Oh, I would say Stranger Things, definitely. I think Cobra Kai is still finding its audience because it was on YouTube Premium. So because it's moved over to Netflix, and it's been on Netflix for a while. It's allowed people who didn't have YouTube Premium or were watching movies or shows that way to find it. And it was still finding its audience. Stranger Things is still the giant. It's still, I think it will still outperform Cobra Kai any day of the week and twice on Sunday. However, I think Cobra Kai is the little engine that could, and I think it is making massive gains. And I think people who watch it really, really like it. However, it also has that thing too, where it's a direct sequel to the Karate Kid films. So it's if you've never watched the Karate Kid films, or you don't have an association or a love or perspective, you may not think about watching it because this just looks like some random, for me and for us who grew up in the 80s, who watched the Karate Kid movies, it was a treat watching this because we were able to pick up on the nuances and Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff, right? Whereas Stranger Things is more of a general appeal. It's just the 80s, and if you're over the age of, 35, 40, you remember the 80s very well. So I think Stranger Things is still the giant, but Cobra Kai is coming along. Cobra Kai is definitely coming along. Definitely. Let's see. What do we got going on? A happy guy says, I had an idea, Dave, that if you have bloopers, the title could be It's Me Silly. Oh, that's actually really good. You know what's funny? We didn't have a lot of bloopers. Now, when the cameras were not rolling, we had jokes and we were being funny and certainly there were a lot of inside jokes, when the cameras were not rolling. But the ladies were so prepared that I can remember one instance that there was a flub up. It was during the dining room scene, the scene that you saw on the micro teaser. There was a little bit of a flub up there in one of the scenes. We had to stop and start again. But beyond that, and I'm being 100% honest, these ladies were locked. They were locked in. Now, like I said on my show the other day, we did shoot multiple takes of certain scenes, but it wasn't because they screwed up. It wasn't because we needed to do it again because there was a blooper or they missed their line or they said something funny or funky. It was because there was a technical issue or, our sound guy, Adrian, came over the walkie-talkie and was like, wait, hold, hang on. I got, whatever it was, right? Or maybe there was a bit of a framing issue. There was something we just wanted to do it again to do it better. Or we got a couple of great takes. Let's just do one more for safety. That literally was the vast majority of the shoot, which is why I think it went so well. And that's a team effort. I mean, that's the crew being prepared. That's myself and Bruce being prepared with our vision. That's the actors being prepared and knowing their lines. So there wasn't a lot of bloopers. There really wasn't. Now, I mean, if this was a feature length movie and it was longer, obviously you open the door to that a bit more, but they're professionals. So there wasn't a lot there. There's a lot of behind the scenes footage we have 100% that we will put together in a little featurette for everybody. But not a lot of flubs. Yeah, there really wasn't. And I mean that because it stood out. Like they were so prepared that it actually was, wow, we're actually just rolling through this. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny, but it's cool stuff. But that's a great name, though. I like that. I like that name. It's Me Silly. I like that. Let's see here. Julian Turner says, are there any PG-13 franchises you'd like to see get the rated R treatment, like the X-Men series did with Logan and Deadpool? I'd personally love to see a rated R Jurassic Park movie. I don't think so. I've never really thought about it, to be honest with you. I don't know. That's a good question. A rated R Jurassic Park movie would be fascinating. That's for sure. That would be interesting. I have a feeling we'd see a lot of dinosaurs tearing the flesh off of human beings. We would actually see skin and bone fragments being tossed and flesh being torn from side to side. That's what I think we would see. Now let me get this super chat that I apparently missed. We hear Victor Charlie, great to have you back. Saw that. Oh, maybe Maybe the one I missed was the have put up the tree one. Maybe it was that one Darren was, or maybe it was the Victor Charlie one. New glasses, Dave, I got the Olivia Hussey one. I think I got it. Oh, wait. Oh, no, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. No, it's this one here. I don't know how to say that. Oh, Chasen. No, Chaos Snake Foxhound, I think is what it is. Yes, here it is. Says, I used to love the theater, but around here, they have gone downhill for a while. Now, too many punks have taken over, making it hard to enjoy the movie. Sounds like we're like watching a movie in the 70s or something. That's too bad, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. I can't say that that's been a problem here. I mean, but I live in a very, urban area. I mean, Toronto, obviously the fourth largest city in the continent. So it's, there aren't really, I mean, I'm sure there are theaters somewhere that have issues, but I tend to go to the big sort of cineplexes where you don't really have issues. You might watch a movie where the odd person is talking and you're like, shh, you know what I mean? Things like that. But certainly, not like that. So that's too bad. That's too bad, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. I love the movie going experience. And like I said, yeah, there's some movies that don't require you to see it in the theater. Like if it's just a silly comedy or a drama or something, you can certainly watch it at home. But it's more for those tentpole big blockbusters. There's nothing like I mean, I would not want to watch a Star Wars movie for the first time on my phone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. I want to watch it on a 70-foot IMAX screen. That's what I want to watch, or where I want to watch it. So, but yeah, I know what you guys are saying though. It's crazy stuff. Cobra Dojo says, Michael Keaton or Jeff Goldblum, better actor? I would say that Michael Keaton is probably the better actor. I think Jeff Goldblum is often a caricature of himself. He often plays sort of like it's almost like he's self-aware, although Jeff Goldblum is a good actor. He's a very good actor. I would probably lean more towards Michael Keaton, though. If I had to choose, I would probably lean towards Michael Keaton. That's my guess. That's my guess. Brandon Horrorfan 13 says, hey, Dave, second live stream I've caught. Oh, very cool. Also, did you have more fun doing It's Me, Billy or your Halloween film? Oh, It's Me, Billy, hands down. Hands down. And the primary reason for that is because myself and Bruce, we wrote it together, we directed it together, we produced it together, we facilitated everything together. It's a lot of hard work, but we enjoyed that process. We learned a lot about each other too through that process, which was great. We got to work with professional gear. We got to work with professional cinematic cameras. We got to work with a professional crew. We got to learn so much from them because, as I said on my show the other day, I've been on set before. I've worked as a PA. I've worked as a grip. But most of my professional career has been behind the microphone as a voice actor and in post-production. I have a lot of experience mixing and mastering audio and doing sound design. And as an actor, of course, most of my experience comes as a voice actor. I first started out as an on-camera actor. I did some commercials and some docudramas and things like that. That's how I began. I wanted to be an on-camera actor, and I can step into that role very, very easily. I just fell into the voiceover side of things. And so to be on a set on a $60,000 movie, directing it, having written it, producing it with a crew that's done it, let's just put it this way. When we wrapped It's Me, Billy, most of our crew, like 2 days later, were already working on other shit already. Cause that's what you do. When you work, that's what you do, right? Like our gaffer, our key grip, our second and first AC, because we follow each other on Instagram. Like 2 days after we wrap, I see them posting shit on sets that they're on. I see it's fucking wild. Like what? I don't know what the hell they're working on. But Nas, who was our key grip, he specializes in jibs and cranes and things like that. And he was already working on something else. He had like this jib. I'm just like, he's like, they're already on to the next thing. They're already, so I mean, these guys are experienced and they have a lot more experience than I do working on set in this capacity. So it was really cool to be a leader in that regard, but also learn from them, and in the film industry, I mean, that's a there were no egos on set. Let's just put it that way. There were no egos. Yes, Bruce and I had the final say. Yes, we were the leaders on set because we're directing it. But there were no egos. A good idea is a good idea. And sometimes a few good ideas came from our first AC, and Nas had a couple of good ideas too. And a couple of things he saw that we may not have wanted in. And he's like, oh, you should, there were no egos, and everybody worked hard. Everybody worked hard. We had a great time. We laughed, it was just such a cool experience. And I think when you check your ego at the door and you realize, hey, you know what, although I'm directing this movie, I'm not the most experienced one on set here in this capacity. They welcome you in and they want to work for you. They want to work hard for you, and then you become a team. And it just was great. Now, I know not every set's like that, and not every set's going to be like that. And it depends on the crew you work with. But it was a great first experience doing that anyway, at that level. So I'm excited about that for sure. Or was excited about that for sure. Jason Wiley says, Dave, would you have Greg on the show to talk things, movies and movies? Yes, absolutely. I'm actually thinking about reaching out to Greg very soon and asking if he wants to come on the show and talk about his career and talk about, being a DP and what it's like and offering tips and tricks and things like that, because I think it would be really cool. He's a wealth, and he's another guy that I learned so much from watching his process. Because he would often say, what are you guys thinking? And Bruce and I would tell him, and then it's his job to create that vision for us and to watch him then take our notes and go right into it, working with Nikita and the crew and shaping the lighting and the camera and all this kind of stuff. And just watching him work was pretty damn cool. So yes, definitely something I would like to do. Cobra Dojo, another £5 super chat, says, back in the day watching Air Force One. Oh yes, 1997. And The Game, 1997, back to back. I decided Ford is the better actor, but Douglas makes the better movies. I don't know about that. Michael Douglas definitely has some good movies. And I think Harrison Ford fell into the action sort of, he fell into a very traditional leading man, debonair action sort of Clark Gable role, if you know what I mean, in most of his movies. So he's sort of one of the last real bona fide movie stars that you went to see him. You would go to the movies to watch a Harrison Ford movie. You don't do that anymore. Nobody really gives a fuck who's in the movie now. I mean, I know there's The Rock, but at the end of the day, whether it's The Rock or whether it's fucking Jason Statham, you'd still go fucking see Rampage. You know what I mean? Like it's not that The Rock doesn't have clout. He does, but Harrison Ford is sort of one of those last remaining movie stars. You know what I mean? That you went back to see his movie. Michael Douglas, I think Michael Douglas is I don't know about that. I mean, Harrison Ford's my favorite actor, but I think Michael Douglas may be a better actor. But he's not tall, dark, and handsome. I'm not saying he's not handsome. I'm just saying he doesn't have the traditional look like a Gable or a Ford or oh God, who are those older classic sort of, you look at Harrison Ford and he looks like a movie star, and he fell into those traditional sort of roles, and he was very good at it. And he's a good actor. There's nothing wrong. I think he's a fine actor. I don't think he's the best actor. He's sort of he's just that guy, Yeah, I don't know. I like The Game. I think The Game is a great psychological thriller, one of my favorites of all time. But you compare The Game to Air Force One, and Air Force One is a Harrison Ford movie. It's that, he's the president of the United States, and he's got to battle some bad guys, and whereas The Game, but you look at Witness, which was a great movie. One of my favorite Harrison Ford movies, if you haven't seen the movie The Mosquito Coast, I believe it was directed by Peter Weir from 1986, I believe. That is one of the best performances you will ever see from Harrison Ford. Stars the late River Phoenix as well. Helen Mirren plays his wife. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen The Mosquito Coast, I highly recommend you watching The Mosquito Coast. Love that movie. And that's a movie where you'll really see Harrison Ford flexing his acting chops. Love that film. Love it. I missed a super chat. Let's go back. Can always count on people letting me know. Gypsy Warrior says, Dave, would you agree Kristen Stewart is underrated? I don't agree but I don't disagree. I don't really know. I think Kristen Stewart is a better actor than she's done. Yes, I think she's got some stuff in the tank for sure. So underrated, possibly. But it would depend on how many roles she's done that have been overlooked. You know, when an actor is underrated, that usually means there should be evidence to suggest, there should be enough evidence, not just one, but enough evidence, several films that you can point to that could be objectively seen as, wow, that's a great performance. That's not what we think of when we think of Kristen Stewart. I know there's a couple of them that could point in that direction. Their names escape me now, but so possibly. Yeah, some of the super chats are coming up later. I don't know why. They're coming up later in the mix. I think that's why I'm missing some today. Let's see here. Jeff Harris sends in a $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Jeff. Says, hey, Dave, are you a fan of the movie Starman? I am, but I haven't seen it in years. Also, congrats on It's Me, Billy. I got to subscribe to your Patreon again because I had to get a new credit card. Also, I hope you're doing well. I am doing well. No worries, Jeff. No worries at all. It happens. Whenever there's a chat, like if you have to switch credit cards, you have to bow out for a while, don't be afraid to say, hey, man, things are a little tough right now. I could use that extra couple of bucks at the end of every month, but my plan is to come back. Don't feel, it's okay. It's okay. I won't be offended. But that's really cool that you're planning on coming back. Love that. Let's see. Riddick sends in a $10 super chat and says, Dave, do you have a projected time frame when you will release the film? I'm sorry if you answered this already. That micro teaser was loaded with good mood and atmosphere in just a few seconds. Good stuff, Dave. You will get a sense of the teaser. You will get a sense of the teaser. The release of the teaser you will get a sense of the release date of the teaser. Let me try that again. You will get a sense of the release date of the movie in the teaser, when the teaser drops on December 24th. So look out for that. Frank Riker sends in a $5 super chat, says for the sexy micro teasers in the chat. Love it. Love it, Frank. I love it. I love your avatar too. Is that you in the avatar, Frank? It looks like it could be you. I love it. If that is you, I don't know if that is you, that's fantastic. I absolutely love it. That's great. I love that. All right, we'll go for a few more minutes here. Cobra Dojo sends in a £2 super chat, says, finally watching Black Christmas 19 this Saturday. Good luck. I'm obviously not a fan of the movie. Not a fan of the movie. DMT Infinity says, Dave, what do you think about the It sequel? Like, dude, what else can they do to stay true to the source material? They're gonna Halloween 5 these movies. Is It doing a chapter 3? Is that what they're doing? I hope not. I hope not. But I mean, maybe they will because it was a bog. Both movies did very well. It is me. Frank says it is me. I love it. That's fantastic. I hope not. I hope they don't do any sequel to It Chapter 2. I hope not. Now, if they do a sequel to It Chapter 2 and it's It Chapter 3 and it's created, I mean, maybe it'll be better than It Chapter 2. I mean, maybe it'll be written and made for the screen and not adapted from a novel where there's so much source material that you feel you need to get in. So maybe the execution of a Chapter 3 actually might feel better, might actually work better than even the sequel. But who knows? I mean, do we really want to? I don't know. I don't really care, really. Oh, Flinner says, supposedly It 3 will be a prequel set during the... I mean, it's always possible. Something like that could be interesting, I guess. I don't know. I don't particularly care, but hey, if you do, then, you know, all power to you. Terrell Sim says, there's a show idea, Dave, where you could go with that. Oh, It Chapter 3, I mean, yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I mean, maybe I'll make that a show idea. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure. But it's definitely not something that I would say that I'm particularly excited about. I don't think it's I don't think it's necessarily something that I feel, you know, that I'm eager to watch or anything like that. So I don't know. I have no idea. Let me see. What do we got here? Scrolling down a couple more minutes and then that will be it for me for today. Colin McCormick says, it's my birthday, Dave. Would love a shout out. Almost died earlier in the year, but I'm in remission now. Okay. Well, sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm just like, cause I didn't expect you to be so heavy and deep there. Well, congratulations, first of all, on being in remission. Congratulations on being okay. And happy birthday to you, sir. And glad you are healthy and well. Cobra Dojo sends it a £5 super chat and says, how far would you go up the money ladder on a movie-only version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? On a movie-only version. Oh, how far would I go up the ladder? That's a great question, Cobra. That's a great question. I would say, how far would I go up the ladder? I don't know. Depends on the questions, man. Depends on the questions. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could get to $1 million. I don't know. I think I do fairly well, but I don't know. It's a good question. That's a great, they should have a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game, but it's just movies. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually a cool idea in and of itself. I think it's kind of cool. All right, folks, listen, that's going to do it for me for episode 126 of MCRAE Live. Thanks to my moderators, Frank Riker, Tabitha Shore, Darren Sands, for doing what you guys do. Don't forget the Slaughtered Lamb podcast with Frank Riker and Darren Sands as your hosts. Where anywhere where podcasts are downloaded, you can download it, the Slaughtered Lamb podcast. I believe there are 9 episodes in now, and I think is Escape from New York the most recent one. I stand to be corrected, but I think that's dropping either today or tomorrow or something to that effect. Amazing. Don't forget to check that out. Thank you guys for doing what you guys do. Thank you to the super chat questions today. Really appreciate it, of course. Thank you to the non-super chat questions as well. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are amazing, and thank you for watching the micro teaser for It's Me, Billy, and being excited for what we have to show you. So I really do appreciate that very much. I will be back. Oh, and Darren Sand says, yes. Okay, cool. Awesome stuff. I will be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to tune in for that. And Two Dudes and Some Bullshit should be back Monday night. It's just been tricky trying to juggle things around here, but I know you guys appreciate it. Hey, let's end on the micro teaser, shall we? Let's end one more time with that micro teaser, because maybe some of you haven't even seen it. Here we go. And then we'll move right into the Patreon card. So guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.
Okay, a toast to friendship, love, and healing. Cheers.